And there's lots of places that it becomes really useful. You know, I was just in Bangkok, and I think I worked out the exchange rate was 1 to about 25. And so this someone's selling you this shirt with little elephants on it and stuff, and you know, top quality silk, and you're trying to work out whether this is a $300 shirt or a $30 shirt. And you've got to be able to do it, you know, because otherwise you end up buying a $300 shirt, paying $300 for a $30 shirt. You know, there's just sort of things in your life that you have to do it. So I would say that we've got to give kids the power to do it. Now, one of the things that we know is people learn stuff. Who here speaks 2 languages? I mean, you know, like fluently. Look, that's heaps of people. Who speaks 3 languages fluently? So what do I mean? So you say someone can speak 3 languages, well, you can learn to multiply a few numbers. You know, I mean, people can learn to do this stuff. Learning to speak 2 languages is much more complicated than what we're talking about here. So one of the things is we haven't found the ways to engage the sort of kids, you know, the sort of new age, millennium age kids in learning these things. And so what I'm suggesting is, but firstly they need to do it. Okay. The second thing is what I'm doing here. Last week was trying to provide an interesting way to get the kids, oh, I want to do this quickly, so that, you know, there's a rationale for doing it there. But what I'm trying to do is say, okay, now how can we actually do it so there's a bit of pressure on time, because that's the way you learn to speak. You know, we learn to speak not by taking a long time, but actually getting our brain to be fluent with it. So with this, we want our brains to be fluent. So you've got to do it sort of quickly. But this way actually removes all the pressure. People, and not only that, it sort of builds a community. Like, do you feel sort of part of a group because you were clapping together? I'm not saying it was a religious experience, but it's sort of something you do together, so there's a lot less pressure on the kids to do it. So.
Then we get the problems later on because they're so reliant on these things, they don't even know whether they get a wrong answer or not. And that's what I'm finding now with some of my students where, you know, they're using a TI-inspired calculator and they'll put numbers in to calculate, you know, all sorts of stuff. And an answer comes out and they can't tell me whether it's right or wrong. And I think it's that over-dependence on the use of calculators in the early years that's causing this problem.
Oh, look, I think it's absolutely true. And by the way, the age at which kids are most able to learn this stuff is grade 3 and 4. That's when the teachers really should put, you know, really demand that the kids sort of spend more time doing this. But I think year 7 and 8 is not too late for the kids to catch up and for the kids to say, okay, I do need to learn this stuff, there's an advantage in doing it. And so how can we actually do it so it's slightly more interesting for them to do that sort of stuff? I really don't speak 2 languages, although I'm quite good at Pidgin English, but I mean really, the New Guinea Pidgin, I'm quite good at it. But I sort of speak French a little bit. But I actually play French cards. And when I'm playing French cards, I actually count in French. I don't convert to English. I actually count the score in French. I don't know if I can do it other times. But what it means is, it doesn't take all that much practice before your brain gets to be able to do this stuff. And it's just a matter of, you know, in time, in a sort of relatively comfortable setting to get people to do it. I think it's really important. It's powerful for the kids because the kids feel empowered when they get to do it, when they get to be able to do this stuff. And I think you could probably see that we could do it. We were doing more or less difference, you know, the multiply by, even odd. You know, there's almost anything you could do with this sort of idea. And you could just set it up I was trying to work out how to again, would you be able to set this up randomly on your smart board? Yeah. So you just sort of a number between, 1 and 10 or something, and it pops up, and so that then the kids know you don't know it, and so on. Okay. What? Go on. Sorry. Yeah. So just like I've done it. Yeah. And you could probably set it up better than what I've done to do that. There's actually quite an interesting thing actually when you have 3 columns that actually highlights the sort of processing to try and get the middle of 3 numbers. It's actually really hard to do, but anyway, okay. I want to go on and just give you a different example. Okay. This is the same, but it's actually got a different purpose, but you could still do it at the start of the lesson. And we're actually going to say the numbers together, but I'm going to use it differently, and I hope you'll see the difference. Okay, can we say these numbers together, please? You ready? Here we go, about to start. 9. Okay, what do you think is going to be the next number? And has anyone got any patterns or something that could help them to know that which is the next number? So these ones are going 8, 7, 6, 5, and these ones are going 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's sort of a pattern happening. Okay, so let's keep going. So we've got 45. Okay, now, has anyone, is there a pattern happening now that people can see? So sort of we've got maybe 8, 7, 6 or something, and then maybe 1, 2. Has everyone got using a different pattern to get it, to work out the next number? Okay, because you could sort of add 10 and take away 1 if you wanted to. Yeah, or you could add 9 as well. Okay, so here we go, 126. Okay, so we could obviously keep going with that, but again the idea is to teaching kids this business is about a bit of processing. Looking for patterns, finding for a way of processing numbers. Okay, now you probably, that didn't make much sense to you because it was probably too easy. So let's go on to something that's not as easy. And this time I want you to say the numbers nice and clearly and nice out loud. So we're going to count in 99s. So here we go. 99. Okay. Could someone like to tell me what's a way we could add 99 without writing the numbers down to do it? So someone could add 100 and take away 1. What's another way? Yeah, okay. 3 100s take away 3, 4 100s take away 4. Yeah, so we're doing that. What's another way? That's a nice way. So we're adding 10 here and taking away 1 there. Yeah, so okay, let's keep going. So 396. Okay,